Hi guys, hope you're having a good week so far. Today we're gonna do our first news recap. This is gonna be a weekly thing we'll be doing where basically we go run down through different news from the entertainment world that came out and just break it down for you. We have Stormy here.
Hello, everyone.
Alright, so to start off, we have DC. Um, so if you didn't hear, a Wonder Girl series is in development at CW. Um, obviously, not sure how you guys feel, but I'm personally not a fan of CW shows, so
Neither am I.
I don't expect this to be good. Yeah, I mean, Stormy,
Yeah.
CW isn't exactly quality content.
Yep.
Um, and then a Painkiller series is also in development. Painkiller is a character from Black Lightning, and all it's gonna be a CW show also. I'm very curious as to why they're doing that show, cause like I feel like it's kind of out of the blue, but we'll see. And then we have the Snyder Cut. Now, I mean, I know some people have mixed feelings about like the whole Snyder DC universe. Like it's not perfect. Some people don't like it, some people like it, whatever. Um, on Tuesday was the anniversary basically of like when the whole like Snyder Cut movement reached its like max back in November of last year. And Zack Snyder did sort of like a trailer breakdown, and they like re-released the original trailer that came out back in at DC Fandom, and there was a couple of new shots. But to touch on that, there's like some cool new screenshots. I mean, stills and shots that were released from the movie. Some were even released like by the actual actors, like Ben Affleck and Henry Cavill. So we'll put those up for you. Um, Now, Stormy is gonna talk about Marvel.
So, I guess the first funny bit of news, and then I'll let Sky kind of chime in. And just so you guys know, we really don't condone what I'm about to say, but there's a joke slash rumor going around that says Vision's gonna have a purple penis. And it can change its density. Clearly, we don't think that's gonna be actually in the show, but it might be. Who knows? We never know nowadays. And it's pretty interesting just how it came up, and obviously it's been tweeted about and talked about. And then the next piece of news, which has to do with Loki, which I'm gonna let Sky take over, is pretty important too.
So, Loki is supposed to, as of now, it's gonna end filming in like about 4 to 5 weeks. It could even be sooner. The show has been filming like since early, like I believe, like early 2020 this year. So, yeah, it makes sense that it's about a wrap, and I mean, it could honestly release next year. I could see it happening, but yeah, we'll see how that goes. Um, some Miss Marvel news. Some screenshots provided by Just Jared were released, and basically we have our first look at Miss Marvel. Not her full like costume, but just like the character, and yeah, we'll put those up for you. I guess we'll see how this show turns out. It's gonna be a Disney Plus series. There's no official release date yet, but my guess would be late 2021 or early 2022. We'll see.
And then the next
Um,
piece of
yeah.
news that we have to talk about is Thor: Love and Thunder, which is Chris Pratt going to be reprising his role, I assume, as Star Lord. That's honestly kind of expected, but kind of surprising. Sky, what do you think about that?
Yeah, I mean, if you watch Endgame, then like you know that the movie ends with Thor and the Guardians like going somewhere. We don't know where that is, but I mean, yeah, it makes sense. I don't know if there's gonna be a time gap or something, but yeah, it makes sense that Thor and like Star Lord are gonna be together. And I'm assuming it's gonna be near the beginning of the movie. And I don't know. We'll see. Some Moon Knight news that came out. So basically, if you haven't heard, um, Oscar Isaac has reportedly been cast as Moon Knight, and the series is supposed to start filming early 2021 in Budapest. Um, Gregory Middleton, who worked on The Watchmen, is going to serve as the cinematographer, and Stefania Sella, who worked on Morbius, is going to be the production designer. So, I mean, I think the show has a lot of potential, especially like Oscar Isaac, because he's a pretty good actor, in my opinion. So,
And
it's
Moon
going to
Knight's
be
always a great
nice to.
character to touch on.
Yeah,
And
I.
the structure of Moon Knight is super interesting because it, for one, we haven't seen much on it other than comics, but it's just a really interesting character development to like kind of dive into, especially in like in any form of live action or animated format. We don't get to see him a lot, so it's super interesting that we'll hopefully get to see a good incarnation of him finally. Um, Anything else that you wanted to say on that before I bring in the next?
Yeah, I think the character, like in itself, he's not very like well known in like the whole Marvel universe, and just with the general public.
Yeah,
So it's nice that they're like bringing more of their like obscure characters into the big screen. Well, I mean, this is gonna be a Disney Plus series, but like still, it's gonna be a big budget series that will probably be set in the MCU and appear in the movies. So yeah, it's really exciting.
The next piece of news, Marvel-wise, that we're gonna talk about is Marvel's Avengers. As I'm sure most people are know, the game is a complete flop. Um, there was a community post
Yeah.
was it like a week ago, talking about like how their player base dwindled and how there's only, I think they said there's like 2,000 players actively on one of the networks. Could be wrong.
Um, according to like the articles that Marvel's Avengers has lost 96% of its players since launch.
Which is pretty depressing
So,
considering that it's a Marvel game. Also, the fact that a lot of people were downing its story, a lot of people were downing like the actual gameplay, and it's just really disappointing overall. I don't know. Did you buy it?
I mean, in my opinion, the game does suck. Um, it had a lot of potential, like on paper. Like
Yeah.
it wasn't a good execution, and it's. I think like just to put it into perspective, like on how much of a failure this game was, is like Miles Morales. Like this game got revealed like this year, like in June, and it got even more popular in just like a couple of months, while this game had like almost like 2 years like of hype. And well, yeah, it's a flop.
Yep.
um Now transitioning on to like Star Wars news. So tomorrow we have a new episode of Mandalorian. Well, tonight, if you're gonna stay up, 12 a.m. Pacific. Um, we don't know what to expect. Um, there's a little synopsis. We just know that Mando is gonna meet up with some old allies. So we'll see what happens. Um, Also, according to Simon Cassianis, sorry if I'm pronouncing that wrong. Um, he revealed on Instagram that when they were shooting season two, George Lucas came in for a set visit, and just during that set visit, he created the character's name Axe Wolves, which is I mean, this guy, he's able to create characters in just like a matter of little time, so it's no secret that like he's just really good at creating his universe. Um, Stormy, have you had a chance to check out the Star Wars Holiday Special?
I've seen a lot on it. I didn't get a chance to like actually watch it yet, but it looks pretty good. What's your thoughts on it?
Yeah, I think it looks really fun, and like obviously it's not meant to be taken serious of. It's just for fun. I think it looks really good. I'm hoping to check it out this weekend. So yeah, we'll see how that is. Um, Stormy, want to take over?
So the next category that we have is general movie news. So the first thing that we're gonna bring up is Scream 5, which I think Sky, you were mentioning that earlier, with a lot of.
Yeah. So if any of you like slasher or just horror fans, um, Kevin Williamson, who's the director of the upcoming Scream movie, Scream 5, he confirmed that the title of the movie is just going to be Scream. So I'm not sure if that's an indication that it's going to be like a reboot or a soft reboot or it's a continuation. But I don't think it's gonna be a reboot because the some of the original actors and like the main original actress from like um the older movies, they're gonna be in this movie, so like it's probably gonna be a continuation. And the movie, like it's already wrapped filming, which is pretty impressive, like considering the whole COVID situation. And it's gonna release as of now in January 2022.
The next big piece of news is Darkwing Duck, which has been confirmed a reboot. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Um,
Um.
so a lot of that was
Yeah.
our childhoods. So I'm hoping that it'll be good. We have a lot of past information on the show, so hopefully that's looking to live up to its old incarnation. Um, and I'm super excited about it.
Yeah. And I mean, Seth Rogen, is producing it. Um, he's like had a lot of involvement with like the whole animation world.
Yep.
So it's really cool to see him attached to it.
The next big piece of news is Chaos Walking, which uh, released as of we're recording this video earlier today. Trailer, and that just looks all around like really interesting. I'll put the trailer up on the screen while we talk about it, and I'll put some images and stuff. But it looks super interesting. It looks like a new concept that we don't get to see often, especially with the whole thoughts, in your brain, and it kind of being like a part of the actual plot. I up until like the well, up until literally today, I hadn't seen a lot about it, but it looks like an interesting concept, and it looks like it could potentially be like a really good movie. Uh,
Yeah. If you guys aren't familiar with it, or if you've read the books, or just in general, this movie was like supposed to come out like back in like 2018. Like I think it finished filming back in 2017, but apparently they couldn't get like the right cut of the movie, and like apparently it was unwatchable. So that's why it got delayed so much. And I mean, it looks like it's gonna finally release next year, I'm assuming. There's no official release date, but it's basically about a germ that killed all women, and it unleashed like a noise on the remaining men. And basically, this made it so like only men are like in this world, and women are like obsolete. And obviously, there's more to the plot, but yeah, it's really interesting, and I hope it's decent and it's not like a disappointment.
The next big thing that we want to talk about is the Lilo and Stitch casting rumors. I don't know if it's quite been confirmed yet. Sky, I don't know how to pronounce it, so I'm gonna give that to you.
Yeah, there's a rumor, it's not confirmed yet, that her name is, sorry I'm pronouncing it wrong, Sienna Agudong. She's rumored to have been cast as Lilo in Disney's live action Lilo and Stitch. Um, Obviously, there's a lot of mixed feelings about the whole Disney remake situation. Some think it's just cash grabs. Some actually enjoy it. I think it's a really like, obviously in a way it is a cash grab, but so I think I've enjoyed some of their remakes. I don't know about you, Stormy. What do you think?
I think Disney in general is going towards like a pretty decent direction when it comes to like remakes, but I think it's generally a hit or miss. We're definitely still in the phase of where I would say certain remakes are bad, certain remakes are better. But it is interesting, and I think for some people it might be quite enjoyable.
Yeah, it has a lot of potential if it's well executed.
And speaking of animation, the next thing we were going to talk about is the Minions Holiday Special, which I'm sure everyone's already heard about it. So I don't know how you feel about it, Sky, but I didn't really grow up with the Minion stuff, so I'll let you take over as well.
I mean, I didn't exactly like grow up with the Minions. Like I've watched it like the year it came out, but like I like they're just there for me. Like I'm not a big like I'm not against the whole franchise. I've seen like all the movies and like the shorts, but I think it's fun. Like obviously it's not like something serious. Like it's just a fun family, just enjoyable, like franchise. Everyone just enjoys. Like there's no real reason to hate it. And yeah, that's gonna be airing on November 27th on NBC. So you can go check that out next week. Um Also, there's a lot of backlash recently about the whole like Peanuts like the holiday specials that they would regularly air every year on like the networks. And um basically Apple is now gonna allow the Charlie Brown specials to air on PBS for a limited time, and those are gonna be a Charlie Brown Thanksgiving, a Charlie Brown Christmas, and It's a Great Pumpkin Charlie Brown. So I mean, I think that those are really fun, and they're just classics. Um and it's nice that they're making it public for a limited time. What about you, Stormy? What do you think?
I mean, yeah, I feel like it should be public, and I feel like to an extent, like I'm confused why they would take that away from us because that's a classic. It's something that everyone has seen at least once in their life if they've been around TV. So yeah, it's important that we still get to have it, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Um it's just I'm glad they took that move, and um yeah, if you guys want to check those out, I think they're gonna be airing them like regularly throughout like the holiday season, so you can go check that out.
And then, yep,
Transitioning into video game news. Stormy, do you want to talk about it?
yep. So, James Bond
A
games.
trailer came out today.
Oh,
Yeah, a new, basically, if you guys didn't hear, a new James Bond game is in the works at IO Interactive. And if you guys aren't familiar with them, they made the Hitman game series. So, I'm really hyped because I like the whole James Bond, like, movies in general. And I think it's just a classic sort of spy film, like everyone's heard of it at least once. And I think a video game has a lot of potential if it's done well, because I feel like it's just a good, like it can be adapted well to a video game, especially like with the whole like gadget environment. What do you think about that?
I mean, I was a really big fan of Hitman games, so if it's done right, I think it could be really, really fun to play. Probably, like, be entertaining to, have replayability. I don't know, like, exactly, um, like, what the structure or how big the game is, but it does look good.
Yeah. There's no real more information on that at the moment, but we'll keep you guys updated as more comes out. Um, Stormy, want to talk about this
Yeah, so the Venom skin and Fortnite getting released, when is it, Sky?
Saturday?
So I think all Fortnite fans are pretty excited about that. Um, could be another cash grab, but I think that's an I think that's a good idea. I guess if you're into Fortnite. Personally, I am not, but I see why skins like that would be kind of like all the rage. It's really good to see that they're still doing deals with Fortnite. Obviously, like we've seen a bunch of stuff in Fortnite, DC skins, Marvel skins, etc., Star Wars skins. So it just generally seems like an all-around pretty good idea. The skin looks pretty good. I'll post a image up now. And then the next thing that we were gonna talk about is The Last of Us, which I will let Sky take over.
Well, I mean, you guys have obviously heard if you're in the know about video games, but The Last of Two, The Last of Us 2 is a very controversial game. A lot of people liked it, a lot of people hated it, and some people just tuned out of the game because of some plot points that they decided to take with the series. Um, I personally I'm not against the game, but I do think that there was better things they could have done. But I mean, it is what it is. But anyways, the news basically, The Last of Us 2 is currently like leading with 10 nominations for like the Game Awards. I think just I mean, even though the isn't like the best, um, I still think it has a place in like being one of the best games of the year, just quality wise. Like it has good mechanics and the acting is good. It's like it makes sense. But yeah, we'll see very soon who wins the best game of the year.
And then our last piece of news is Wonder Woman going to HBO. We've talked about the Black Widow thing with Disney Plus potentially being brought over to Disney Plus only, but I think that in terms of like it being brought over to HBO Max, I think that's the smartest decision. I mean, we've already made a video about movie discussions, link in the description, talking about all the release dates and all the things that they're changing, not releasing them on in theaters and instead releasing them on platforms. We've seen the premium charge for Disney Plus, and I'm just really all around like kind of in the middle on it. I don't really have a problem with streaming services. I think that as long as they're handled the right way and you're not paying, a ridiculous fee, I think that it's fine. Personally, I'm not too interested in the Wonder Woman movie, even if it does get brought to HBO Max. But I'm understanding as why they would do that. Your thoughts, Guy?
Um, I mean, it makes sense. Like, there was a lot of rumors just in general about any movie either like delaying the release date or going directly to a VOD. And I think like yeah, it's a big move and a game changer for like the whole entertainment industry because like think about it, this movie has potential like in a normal scenario to make possibly $1 billion like at the box office, and Warner Bros. Is basically sacrificing that by releasing it both on HBO Max and theaters at the same time.
Yep.
Um, on and but aside from that, I mean, it's a great, I guess, Christmas gift because the release date is December 25th if you're in the US, and internationally December 16th. So yeah, I mean, I think we're gonna see a lot of movies doing this very soon. What about you, Stormy? Do
Um,
you
I,
see this
I
as a positive move or?
I see this as positive for the main fan base. I don't think it's positive for the moviegoers, but then again, DC is a company where, you have your main fan base and you have your comics, anime loves everything fan base. So I think for most people it'll be all right. They'll obviously get to watch it within the comfort of their own homes during the pandemic. And you know, it's a good idea. It's pretty much what everyone thought was gonna happen. So streaming services kind of taking over in that route. Um, and yeah, I'm kind of indifferent on it. It could be good or could be bad.
Yeah, I guess we'll see in December and going forwards how it's gonna like do. Cause I mean, HBO Max at the moment doesn't have that much subscribers, so I'm curious to see if people like we're gonna see an increase in subscribers because of Wonder Woman, or if it's just gonna be like a flop. I mean, hopefully it isn't because the movie looks like it has a lot of potential to be good. And also, one other thing I wanted to bring up is that on that same day, Pixar is releasing their movie on Disney Plus. So it's gonna be a competition between Disney and Warner Brothers on like I guess what gets the most attention, and because these are two big movies, so like yeah, I mean I guess we'll see how that goes. Um, yeah. Um, well, I mean that was basically our first recap we've ever done. Let us know what you guys thought about certain topics we talk about, or your thoughts on whatever we covered, and we'll see you guys soon. Stormy, did you want to close with something?
So I just wanted to say that today's video was long because we have a lot of information to go over, but future videos will be 10 to 15 minutes max length. We had a lot to cover, and this was our first time doing it, so give us your suggestions in the comments below, and also if you like the video, leave a like. That's it.
Yeah. Have a good week, guys, and we'll see you soon.